I used to make fun of people that believed in things like this, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. I want to tell you guys a little bit about why I got into it and what spurred my interest in it. So I took a flight from Lisbon, Portugal to the JFK airport in New York. A man in the row behind me had a stroke as we were flying over the Atlantic. This plane was one of the ones that had the little television screens on the back of every seat. And obviously we needed to make an emergency landing. We were all super worried for him because being halfway over the Atlantic, you have to go the rest of the way to New York. To show you where the JFK airport is, it's on like the bottom part of New York. And the Lisbon airport is on the bottom part of Portugal. Logically, you would think the fastest and quickest route would be to fly from the bottom of Portugal straight to New York. Everybody on my flight was really upset because the emergency landing landed in Canada at the St. John's airport. As we were all watching it on the back of our seats, we watched a plane. We were right about here. So we watched the plane go like this and then take a sharp turn all the way up to here. And everybody was like losing their stuff because we're like, this guy needs help. Why are we flying even further? So I started researching how this could have logically made sense, and I couldn't find anything that made sense. And I just kept digging and digging and digging, and I'm going to show you what I found. Sorry, it's kind of blurry. This is the best image I could find. This is a flat earth map. So the Lisbon airport would be right about here. St. John's would be right about here. So it made perfect sense that we would fly from there to there, and that this was the first place that we could stop to get this man medical attention. I started to look at different emergency landing flight paths. None of them make sense on the globe model. They all make perfect sense on the flat earth model. This was just the beginning of me getting into this. I spent 2 to 3 years at this point looking at different information, reading books, listening to podcasts, researching. There's tons of information. I'll give you a couple of my favorite points that really like drove it home for me, but feel free to do your own research. Pilot training manuals, all train manuals, they all say to assume that the earth is flat and not moving. This is one of my favorites. So Werner von Braun, I don't know if I'm saying that right. He's the founder of NASA. All his tombstone says is Psalms 19:1. Heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. So for there to be a firmament, there needs to be a flat plane of existence. You really start looking into NASA. They came out in the mid 1950s. Everybody that was involved with NASA when it started was a Satanist. Satanist's only job on this planet is to get you to believe that there is no God. And the globe model does exactly that because it takes the credit away from a creator. There's a whole bunch of unclassified documents. We have Operation Fishbowl. Remember what a fishbowl looks like, and look at what they were trying to do. They literally were trying to break through the firmament. Operation High Jump, Operation Paperclip. The fact that Buzz Aldrin was approached by somebody asking him to put his hand on a Bible and swear that he landed on the moon, and he responded by literally punching this man in the face. Every single astronaut is a Freemason. Pythagoras, Copernicus, literally anybody who had any influence on the globe Earth model was a Satanist. They were all practicing Freemasons. This belief gets a really bad reputation, and I believe that the Flat Earth Society is weaponized opposition, that they're put there to make people that truly believe in this look like nutcases. We don't believe that you're going to fall off the edge of the Earth. We believe that Antarctica is not a continent at the bottom, but that we're surrounded by an ice wall. And I need you to look into this because there's a lot of information that can prove this. The elites use weaponized opposition to make us appear crazy. And we've been indoctrinated our entire lives to believe that the globe Earth is a thing. There is so much information on this. I would love to start making TikToks on it, but I have a couple strikes on my account already, and I know TikTok does not like that type of thing. I low-key want to start like a podcast. Like nothing that I can do to pressure somebody to believe in what I believe in, and that's not what I'm trying to do. But if you open your mind and look at the objective facts of things, I think you'll be really surprised because I've never seen someone look into flat Earth and not believe it. Usually you don't believe when you're just looking at what the weaponized opposition is putting on the news and stuff like that. But it's really, really hard for me to deny that we live on a flat plane. And I know how crazy that sounds, believe me. If I even inspire one person to look into this and do their own research on anything, even if it's not this topic, I'll be happy.